Zeus had 7 wives, all of them immortal and all of them better at arguing than he. They were Metis, Themis, Eurynomy, Mnemosyne, Leto, Gera, and finally Demeter. Demeter was the goddess of harvest. She had sunlight in her fingertips. She could make grass greener than you could imagine, and fruit spill juices sweeter than the sun. And she and Zeus bore a daughter, Persephone. You may have heard her name, familiar with her work as queen of the underworld, her crack in the wall. But before that, she was a girl who radiated with a promise of spring. She was simply lovely. Eyes like waterfalls and skin smooth as a skimming stone, and the gods would spend hours basking in the glow of her company, her wit, her charm, and her beauty. Demeter watched with joy as the child, the same one who once refused to let go of her hand, went out into the world and became a woman, with strong body and mind. How glad she was, though, that Persephone would always return home, place fingers back through her mother's and talk with her until morning, until both their lips were dry from speaking and stomachs sore from laughing, which signalled it was time for bed. One morning, Persephone walked singing through the gardens. Being young and beautiful, she was not yet familiar with darkness, and so was unaware of the eyes that bore into her from darker reaches of the not quite land. She smelled something, though. Something that smelled not like love. That's too vague, too cliché, let's avoid those. No, it smelled like tenderness. In every sense, it felt like having your face cupped in soft hands. It sounded like sweet, soothing sitar. Tasted like pure, warm honey. Looked like home after a long journey. It smelled like flowers. And Persephone knew she needed to bring this scent back to her mother, so ventured to find its source. Hades had been watching Persephone. Living in the underworld, you can forget what light and innocence look like. You get used to crying, sticks, and ash. And he knew this girl, who walked barefoot across the grass without thinking of the sharpness that may lurk there, and sang sometimes quite horrendously out of tune without seeming to care, that she could bring a piece of the sky back to his underworld. And he missed the sky. And he was lonely and knew that he needed a wife. He had been young once, handsome. Knew that one thing a girl like her could never resist was the promise of wonder, of mystery. So he planted the flowers. He constructed that smell so sweet, so intoxicating that she never stood a chance. What happened next happened fast. So we'll keep it that way. In 10 words, Hades snatched Persephone across the river of Styx into darkness. Demeter waited, as always, for her daughter to return. The cinnamon and honey tea in its pot turned cold, and darkness overcame her. An angry goddess is never good. Zeus knew this better than anyone. Having 7 wives, each intelligent and strong enough to challenge his every blunder, had taught him to tread carefully. But he was still prone to very bad choices. And when Demeter came to him with a hot head and cold hands, he knew he was in trouble. You see, days before Hades talked him round, he'd said,
"Brother, I have never seen another like her, and if you were to commit her to me, I'd make her queen. She could rule under me, and you would never have to worry about her again."
Zeus was a fool, and was quick to agree that this was a great idea. When Demeter came to him, this guilt was etched across his face. He barely need say a thing. Demeter dished it out in spades.
I don't think you know what you have done. This is our daughter, the bride of my life. So I am going to take the sun, starve the land. This world will be an eternal bloom until you go down there and bring her home.
So Zeus summoned Hermes, a delicate and cunning boy with speed as fast as his wit, to send a message, to bring Persephone back from the darkness before the land was barren, beyond repair. Hades had not for a moment considered that Persephone might reject him. Typical male god ego, neither had he expected her to have in her the same indignant rage as her mother. The first few days of their reluctant union, she would weep in the most distressing manner and bat away any gifts he attempted to bestow her. In her beauty, he had forgotten that she was still a child. Things began to change, however. Her goodness shone through the more she explored her new home. The souls of the underworld were as new and frightened as she had been just days ago, only their sorrows, they never seemed to end. That was until she spoke to them. The sunlight that she'd inherited from her mother was catching. To make others calm, it made her happy. And Hades, despite his clumsy, clueless, sometimes surly manner, began to take on a new light. But still she would not eat. Even having found her place, she missed her mother. So when Hermes brought the message that Zeus had summoned her back, she begged Hades to understand and allow her. Love can be a chokehold. Hades was not familiar with selflessness and agreed, but on one condition.
You are ashen skin and bone. Surely you don't want to go home looking tired and old and spent. Your mother would never consent to let you back to help our lot. Please eat this fruit before your journey up.
And handed her pomegranate seeds, piled high in a silver cup. Persephone relented. Hunger has a way with you when the swollen seeds look too good to be true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She let the juice run between her lips and felt the burn of longing in her stomach quell. One thing Demeter had never told Persephone were the rules of the underworld, and that once you let anything past your teeth, you belong to this place. To leave would change the design of the entire world. When Demeter and Persephone reunited, their union was so beautifully joyous that for the first time in a long time, birds tweeted their sweet melody. The trees burst with colour and balmy air curled itself like ribbon around them. Persephone was already full of stories from the underworld. And when excitedly her description of the fruit spilled from her, Demeter turned cold. Whilst attempting to explain the reality of that dooming fruit, Hades rose, forming shadows across their faces. At this moment, the sky did not exist. Every element froze in dreadful anticipation as a girl stood between a god and a goddess, both wretched with need for her. Demeter and Hades whipped each other with words of ownership. The earth shook. Persephone watched on. Her face, once so pure, took on a new kind of beauty. the kind of beauty that can only be earned by experience and wisdom. She loved her mother, but despite beginnings full of fear, Hades in his harsh exterior had crept into her heart. Words of spite threw themselves between a god and goddess, building into cacophonous shouting until Persephone rose up. I love you both. You are two lives that form my own. But mother, you know I could never call home just one single place. Hades, perhaps we can strike a deal. Demeter and Hades were both hesitant to yield. I ate the seeds from the cornea and its flesh. So sweet they were, but I was not told that they would enmesh me into the underworld forever. Hades should have told me this. However, I found my calling in soothing these souls who cry for their lives amongst the sticks and hot coals. Mother, I can bring them the sun. My work there is fulfilling, will never be done. Demeter softened at this. She realized the resilience her daughter had learned without her. The kindness that she had always possessed had new purpose. Persephone continued. Hades, I ate 6 of your seeds, but as you can see, my mother, she needs me too. I will spend 6 seedling months with you and 6 above. I will split my time between the 2 worlds that I love. Hades nodded agreement to this. Impressed by the power and poise possessed by this small, strong figure stood before him, as she linked her fingers back through her mother's and strode away through a sun-dropped field. And it was just so. Every 6 months, Persephone would steer her way back to Hades, across the river of Styx and into the embrace of the darkness of the underworld. Her underworld. In these months, Demeter would weep. The trees would form into skeletons and the fields would stop their harvest. Winter was born of grief, yet some deep beauty was formed of it too. Some longing and stillness that calmed Demeter in her darkest days. But after this, the sun would burst through cloud again. Persephone returned to her mother, as she always had. And it was good. Everything was alive once more, bursting with beautiful colour. Summer was born of joy, growth, the feeling of returning home after the longest journey. Sweet tea would steam from the tin kettles as Persephone and Demeter talked until morning, until both their lips were sore from speaking, and stomachs even sorer from laughing. It signalled it was time for bed.